Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. We are joined by Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo as we are seeing a weight on the broader market. Lisa, there is a weight this morning as well on Tesla shares. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nathan. So they've been down more than about 3% before the bell. A few different reasons for this. For one, you had Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Ives. You know him. I know him very well. So the company said it faces a, quote, code red moment as it prepares to report earnings tomorrow. So that's the big hype for this. But he also said Elon Musk should step back from his work at DOGE to focus on Tesla. So that's from Dan Ives. Then you have Barclays. They're lowering their price target on Tesla late Thursday to $275 from $325, maintain equal weight rating on the shares. But also this news coming out of Reuters that Tesla has delayed the launch of those more affordable cars. That's including that stripped down version of the Model Y that has been talking about. So those are kind of three things working against.
Yeah, certainly multiple factors there on Tesla falling in the pre-market. We've been talking as well about gold trading at a record. I don't know if you would call Bitcoin digital gold necessarily, but cryptocurrency is on the rise as well. How are some of those crypto-related stocks doing?
Yeah, Bitcoin rebounded its highest level since early March. Right now, it's just above 87,000. It's up about more than 2.5%. Because of that, a few crypto-sensitive stocks on the rise. For example, you have Bitcoin hoarder MicroStrategy up as much as 3%. Then you have Coinbase up about 1.5%. Riot Platforms up 2.5%. And then, for example, Marathon Digital Holdings, they're up about 2.5% as well.
And speaking of up, it gets your notice when Netflix is trading above $1,000 a share in the pre-market. This is a pretty solid lift for the streaming giant, Lisa.
It has, and it's been up just about as much as 3% before the bell, but it's still riding high from those results. Remember, after the bell Thursday before the holiday, it forecasts revenue for the second quarter that beat estimates. Analysts also see the company's business as resilient during this kind of tougher macro environment. Now, on top of that, we have a stock on the move is Capital One Financial. They're up about 4%. Bank regulators, they approved its $35 billion acquisition of rival Discover. This happened late Friday. Discover shares also rising. They're up about 2%. But this is a deal that creates a nation's biggest credit card issuer by loan volume. And that decision, it was kind of in the winds, right? It was waiting whether the U.S. Department of Justice would sue to block the acquisition. Some were concerned that the deal could harm competition. But in the end, Antitrust Division Chief Gail Slater determined that there wasn't enough evidence to challenge that deal. So it did go through. So that's why Capital One shares are up about 4% before the bell.
Now, we've just got time this morning, Lisa, if you want to go through some of the Magnificent Seven stocks, see how they're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of this trickle-down effect. You know, the dollar weekend, traders kind of weighing the risk of President Trump firing, the thoughts of him firing Fed Chair Jay Powell. So, for example, Tesla has been, like we talked about, more than 3% down. NVIDIA off about 2%. Then you have Apple off about 1.5%. Then we go to Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet. They're all off about 1%.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.